Well, yeah, that question is yes, it's also didn't come on brain, AD and come on. Say, bedroom on Adom TV, multi TV. So, I mean, as I say, wajib brace on the AD and come off. No more pay money a chassis, you do something. A brass says, the Erika Kachono, leader of the House, Ghana's Parliament, Atnase, you know, Ebetrian, come. You say, why a crowd says, I'm coming to you also. I couldn't be Mama was waiting me. And ye leader apom ti say
why in Yankopon Adom
bibia na mekwanso
bon bi enyo yegudo
ejuma no okay
ejuma no is nso yegudo nyame na Adom
na okonso what manya time among because a leader and member of parliament
nza message ejuma no is but already nso yegudo Yankopon Adom.
Are you experiencing doom so? Oh
yes, doom so bibia.
So it's what doom so or
doom so no
CC or
oh me just there dambre if you don't know mekan no aban na ECG mpanyimfo to hwana mon electricity yaza obi ehia yenyina hene fifi light nyi ho a abrebo ye basa kakra and say any locking point wall generator or there to diesel and its cost and crankro djuma yafo Ninano is cost to them. But Esha by inflation Abeni Bay, we've had uninterrupted supply of power. The Ghana Funya Kenya. Even COVID time and which but 2021, 2022 and then Zaman Koye Krampono. And when the electricity was on. Aban and Kade BBNT yenya kania enti za orisi mejis de menye mpanyimfo ka crazy nkomo menye ECG MD no ezi nkomo menye Minister of Energy ezi nkomo wona bia nyina ntasa wo mamuhunye de wototunze mebi and on chire biara yebohu de
so at this point is it a matter of we don't have enough gas or generation or financial issues?
No kwanya menyi minyi za wokachram nye de onya aza ochen hon as to the specifics neze mimbise za minyi de wotutun zama obama dem ai power outages ya or inconvenience yen nyina no do twa prekope. And I'm also saying that onyo obi kote na orebre emi na onya wo nyina because ye nyina yeso kane wo hene fifi winiba kane etum ko off enkran kane etum ko off kumase kane etum ko off oyaza ohaw ye bi se ye ho de inflation kane anko off da time mpo a abrebuma ye zina aban inyi sikempon aban make sure the light no yenya Inti damu bosum ekuru ebieni because it's just been this year.
But leader, you don't ask the Ghanaian 7 years we've enjoyed. That's not an issue.
No. Intimacy, my intimacy. The American in there. So like ABI, you want to find out whether somebody is competent to solve a problem.
I'm not looking at competence.
No, you look at the track record.
Real me
exactly.
Problem.
So what I'm saying,
is it a financial problem?
It is American in there. The American in there. Situation I wom sisi oye be depend by yesia ye nyina ye ha hai me bi say energy minister also leader ye tutunzama orange bi abete yanka things will be straightened up many ECG managing director ye ora Dubik Mahama me bi say there nzema mteden because as he do ya drag for some weeks ye nyina oho ye Ghana funyim there inflation among Kania, but Kania is a young dark room oyasam because who business will be affected. One can say them na a shoto na instruments of fun. Sikanu so ebanjizi bokwakoto a generator no in generator keke it will be about diesel and about petrol zegum nina comes at a cost. Intino onyaza oye enyi jesam za o asho menye de onche biara ya bete honunka
okay
enti mempa ya mrebonye de within the week we should have a solution. But Zamosuma Sre ECG for there. At least communication is key. At least they know aforehand. In the demi area, ebia bibinti, worinya kania. Madrin training there. At least one fan to go ahead of time. Because so one say me area bia bibinti.
But that's what the ECG says, that they cannot go according to the schedule, because and yes they know say nimnyam for Afenyo-Markin the futu impression I sure say e be call off. Whilst you are looking at the futu, you realize that baby for also any issue.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that whatever it is, it wouldn't be sudden. They would become aware, they would have notice of it, and you cry 30 minutes or an hour before the occurrence. So in the social media, it makes communication very fluid.
But Linda, don't you see this change, that there seems to be a challenge between the ECG, PRC, GridCo, VRA, Energy Ministry, there's West Coast people, the TASCO, all these
I haven't paid attention to.
But as the situation is becoming, are you not ready to look into it?
No, what I'm saying is
because to the best of my knowledge, I'm sure Ghana will enjoy peace after May 1 in terms of electricity. To the best of my knowledge. Because say who theater, one coordinating front, you know Ghana for the reality on the ground. It's becoming worrying. Election year and people's businesses and matters of health, people's all these challenges. Obiati Abonti is a majority. We are not bothered about. In fact, it shouldn't be a problem. Say Enya Kani Infusion and Afiba Akuna Akano. No, that's not what we are looking for.
Especially when it's even an election year.
Yeah, but that's not what we're looking for. Yeah.
I'm saying that, Omayin, let's leave politics out of it and solve the problem.
Yeah.
Problem you there, you hear Kania. And I agree with you. All the stakeholders would have to properly coordinate, work together, and give us an answer. Because
that is why I'm saying,
yes.
This is the leader of the House saying that let's ignore the NDC under the watch again of John Dramani Mahama. For very good reasons he wants to state. But this is the same leader under his watch, 7 years of on-light, almost whatever of off-light. So
yeah, we are almost about a month.
So how do we even...
So, on a maker there, Casinary Jina ECG do communication. Sometimes obi wa problem. Na say anka problem na. Nimpa no onto wase. I think that beyond all the discussions, say impo the situation but subsist for another 1 week or 2 weeks. We should know.
Okay.
2, people must be cautioned, forewarned, foretold, be advised that within the next 1 hour, Benya power outage for 5 hours. Prepare.
Okay, I think that we've dealt with that enough.
Right. Zamir Kanyede, light off is it oh yenina. Say Anto diesel better petrol.
And that's money.
It's money.
Very low still.
Ninina no or affect your business and all. It is not even to say that 1 day pay. 1 day means a lot.
Exactly.
There's no justification to have light out.
Okay, so I think that some of most poor for sometimes the questions that you pose and the tweets that you direct on social media, Gabi or Trinidad, sometimes it's worrying because you are more center of the problem. It's more a solution to the problem, not coming to tell us 7 years and blah blah. But leader, your parliament can say I call Adom matters. So why is it taking you long time? Some afraid to prove more ministers designated. Yet many are quite young, because caretaker about as a people, as a country.
Well, sir, Speaker Ajene Parliament, Sinidie, on the 20th of March. Normally, sir, Wajen Parliament, there were between 2nd and 3rd week in May to resume. In between, if there is a need to recall Parliament, because of an urgent public business, it can be done.
Do you see this as urgent?
What we have
in terms of the ministers being given the authorization to go and fill the spaces?
Well, it's not only the minister. We have 3 major items are all urgent for
but even
government.
I'm looking at it from the ministers. So other urgent ones are there.
We have ministers, and then one district, one factory. Companies are all the year one exemptions because they need this. One machine Then we have the IDA facility, 150 million a facility from World Bank. So these are 3 urgent matters are all there. But you also know that in Parliament today, the numbers are tight.
Hanged.
So it's not enough to just recall Parliament for the sake of recalling Parliament. If you recall Parliament today, and the minority says that we are not with you, okay? If they say so, how do you do business? We have a GISO down, okay? We have one member who had to deal with his medical issue and was out of the jurisdiction. We must look at timing. It's either we get the timing right or wait for regular session, opening of Parliament. So it's not just recalling Parliament. If you can build consensus, then you know that, if you recall, there's consensus. That one, there's no problem.
But leaders here or political party interest, and all the national interest, maybe I might not know all, but some of the dynamics behind the scenes, really, are we looking at the bigger picture that is Ghana? And then a bit
because
behind the scenes in the orchestrations and the scheming and the partisan interest and all those things are there. The bigger picture then is that Ghana urgent bills, Ghana ministers potential, or manage Ghana, I'm going to fast track, I'm a caretaker. Being there is even a problem. I as a caretaker minister. That's the challenge. What kind of interest they say, Parliament, the partisan one or the Ghana agenda?
It's an election year. Our colleagues on the other side may want to squeeze us as much as they can. You cannot take away partisan interest from
measured one.
I'm saying that you cannot take partisan interest. It is for us to engage them the more and encourage them to go along with us for the sake of the country. It's not for us to antagonize them because we are in competition. Either wrestling, because he will become a winner. So it is for us to engage our colleagues and explain to them that, look, yes, you may have your partisan interest, but we also believe that let's get this thing done for the sake of the country. And I think that we have reasonable minds in the chamber, people listening. After all, they've been in government before, and they know what it is to govern. And I do not give up when it comes to talking, because in politics you talk, you engage. And kasa the parliaments won't quite. I'm saying that to recall now, you don't have what it takes to take a decision. So you must be sure that Okasea and the other side can all well and sign it to the man. If you are not sure, then make sure that you get your numbers. Now, I am leading the charge. I would want to, first of all, cover my back with my numbers before I take a step like that.
Okay.
Even if I have 100% assurance from my colleagues, it's also better for me to have my numbers intact. So,
BBSC and what
exactly. If we have assurance, consensus. Even so, just make sure the which and if you in there, which in Shadan yet, I mean, the obvious one is a GISO.
Yeah.
So you don't have it. Why do you go into battle?
But you think that Uber prescribe or say you bring this kind of parliament am I Ghana be?
Well, yes and no. Having this kind of parliament helps with accountability in governance.
Leader Diakosi.
Oh.
I
need to. You said national interest. I'm saying
national interest, yeah.
A type of parliament like this enhances accountability in governance. It also helps to engage all sides. It may be difficult, but also obwa ama membun kebin otintim to give assurance to the people, because sometimes the majoritarian system where ebia enya overwhelming majority, you may not care. But if America for now, yes, democracy free one gen. They've practiced the Mahang parliament before so many years, and Abon, Clinton the time. Oman Clinton, no, you're very popular in America. He ruled from 92 to 2000. He had a minority in Congress, but he did so well. Oma, they able to jojo and all that. I think the negative side of it is where the minority would use its strength to obstruct government business. If you ask me, in reality, whether this, hang parliament, NDC for they have used that to obstruct government business. If you be some demo question now, my answer would be that generally we've had cooperation from them, but of course also there are situations where they make it clear to you that look, this is the party rule position, and don't take it away from politics. In politics, we have ideological views, party positions on matters that party take decision there. On this one, this is how we want to go about it. We will not support you. And you should understand. And I wouldn't label them as having obstructed government business. Rather, I think that some of their entrenched positions have become very difficult for exactly. Some if they take it, it becomes very difficult. But where they say, okay, we'll cooperate too, we've had, I mean, a number of times that we've cooperated. And unfortunately, to the public, majority of the items that we agree on, they don't even get to know. Parliament. You can say a lot of committees are touring. They are visiting institutions as part of oversight.
Yeah, the last time I checked, I think the road was in Northern Region.
Yes. A committee on government assurance. They are working. For the life of me in Parliament, I remember in the early days, Dr. Akotose of blessed memory, okay, there, yeba committee, one year party. Into committee, you have to work, give of your best. Should there be a situation there, you really disagree with government, and you write a majority decision. But if you, or minority decision, if you go into the Hansard, you realize that 99.5% of committee reports are by consensus.
I see.
Very few, extremely few. NOABIA, minority report, majority report. Very few. It can report by 90, Benyanumu 88. So it tells you there, MPP, NDC, we understand the governance to mean cooperation.
Exactly.
But also, I must also concede that party interest. So, for instance, Badwam 1D1F here, you hear our friends telling us that, on some of them, you support one. On some of them, ABI you support one. We think that this one, no. The last time, your friend, the IDA day, they said, look, we can only support on the following conditions. So, if you are able to meet the conditions, we support you. If you don't meet the conditions, our position is that no.
Okay, so if you've just joined, I
would want to appreciate
leader of Ghana's parliament, the man for Afenyo-Markin, and a year in Como, majority leader, as I'm making. into Afenyo-Markin. We thank you for your time. It's matters of national interest and sana we are and Namanyusem DC on Etimja. But whilst in Parliament, what's the latest on LGBTQ? It's been
you
took a position and you got that swipe.
You know, as some no court, right? Paying and sign and Brano when the thing is in court. My court intake decision on the injunction. My position hasn't changed and it won't change. I support the bill, but I don't support the aspect of the bill that incarcerates a person engaged in that act. Sebi. Kojo besiafo nazi yete ho asem onyende anomahin. Masam yende Ghana. Yeruntum nka de beyin na beyin one word. Yeruntum nka de besie na besie one word. Onyaza yembra yen amambre ejitum de beyin na beyin word. Besie na besie word. Orinsi wa Ghana. Inti the membra na was rebade besia na besia mayan jintum won word menye mejitum menye menuanom ne ya adwen won na mbom se yakade besia na besia kafa besia na obi kotoda asotwe a owonye da won fon koto efiasen e wona menjintum meminsi dubio menjintum de besia onfa besia of a beyin and a beyin for besia. Menjintum de beyin infe beyin onye ya warze. Menjintum de besia enyi besia ya warze. Na mbom se obi besia bi enyi besia bi ka ya warze na won da ho a menjintum de yemfo won koto efiase. Mejizi de yen esum oye Christian in church na yen Muslim in church na yankasa yen culture yen value system no should create a system of reform, a correctional system measure bia oboboa omayin mekanadem because prison one would even make the situation worse because yawo law school a woman ye crawl eyinsawom yeketete zokodo wo na chede the gayism no onye lesbianism po e wana nkrofo bosua wo. So my point is that say as a society ya samnye de yepede yesesa nkrofo a ana eho enye bia wo ba sese nyimpa wo ana ombo he nti no dembra yenuanum ndisefo wanam krom gidigidi wanza aye the politics na wo ye but asam no yembo yenua na yemfa nhwe na yembo yaswa so yemfente na yehu do damazi ya yereken ana oboboyen and this for was I know election here MPP for what's there one pair ye bibi what's the one jintum that's all they want to say but enya kukudura it would make you shake nature into I mean mijamanado the church ma nkofo could zaruken or in a court asofu pi amenwa akasa o I didn't just come out to express these views. I spoke to a lot of religious leaders, including Islamic clerics. I have some Muslim clerics in Payinfu bia many was in common. I be said there, Alaji, Mpocho, Professor. Sofu Zaire came and I one phone call to Fiase, and most of them they said no. A one bomeze, one jin to my own church, the Catholic Church, has come out. There, look. Yenjin to me there. Besia ne besia war, and a besia ne besia in ya warze. Numbum, there wobeka there, say wofuma. Yen phone koto, if he has in one so or how. Intino, yenshe, a one kakra. And a bio no so mon some trofono, or shame brand mu there. Se bibi na mo express opinion no so a mo bokaka de fiaze So that's one too I'm asking. The anawo omanyenete hanom dey. The editorial policy of Adom Badwam maybe anopa abe programming do not express wo view on this thing. The current law says that once somebody carries that evidence to the police, you get arrested and you get tried.
Okay,
and
so
the AE will be that you go to prison.
We'll come back to these matters. It's still under discussion, but you better call game pack for about 9 o'clock, and then we'll come back to have a proper discussion. The last bit of our discussion is a tracker no team projects are ongoing and those that have been done or thereby. You wake up every day now who Ghana name levels of frustration and desperation. So life under President Akufo-Addo for the past 7 years and still counting till the final day of the 8th year. How has it been? When Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo at 9 feeling what we want to raise, sir, I young Kofano, any assets nano, saying was here Hunyama. The leader, every tram for Yini under 7 years getting to 8 years almost, and then ever point out the challenges and then so be and their solutions to those challenges and why at this point Oma Dwinimu no mususu say pay the catch and the Oma Yama no say Yama Makwenya and ma Omotua Ghana amemuru so a lot of issues this also say Brebem Yama Makwenya which but leader ever crossover about as ever crossover. One thing a bob up, and the Parliament I think for a good reason, is the welfare of the parliamentarian. Majority of them call for any more didn't come over here to say it's becoming alarming now. Workload leading to health matters and all those things. But as any system be a support to people who have sacrificed their families, their energies, their whatever for the sake of the country to jump to the next level. Those matters about all tables on a hard.
Yeah, I know young Kofuka politicians are corrupt. Because politicians really are not rich. Politicians really are not rich, but politicians now should be. Because they mean better now. Mr. NDC or you're corrupt. NDC is MPP you're corrupt. But are they really corrupt? And have they really enriched themselves? Marine Tumen can't and somehow be move on. But Sebi MPB or what? Sometimes fuel put in his car or a problem. Former MPB or Nedru Keke. Seeking words bottle. And you know, proposals be about on how we can look at all of these. Which is there, contrary to the perception that MPs perhaps are rich or they enrich themselves when they get in there, they rather are suffering. So there are a lot of proposals on the table to address some welfare issues. I'm sure the things will be put in place for that purpose. But because in Bosum woman not and suffer at the end of the day. As a country, we should have a system in place for all stakeholders, not only MPs anyway, public servants. We must have a system to take care of them after retirement. It shouldn't be that after sacrificing for the state, you become a pauper, you become vulnerable. So I will not even limit it to the political class, in this case only the MPs. But as a country, we should look at incentives for public servants post-retirement. And the public servant would include the political class of public servant and the mainstream public servant.
Yeah, that's very important because just on the 17th, when I account already, so there are 6 people, Omoko pensioner. They came to me to say happy birthday to me on the 17th, of this month. And retiring at age 60, going home with 25,000 Ghana cedi. Only die, only as I say. Afenyo enter no better drugs and all those things. So they came saying through more light on public service and implications. Because if you want to fight corruption,
that's where you look at it. Yes, good point.
The key area.
Good point. So if there is this hope. Yeah, man, no over struggle. Does he mean there's this house in the so for instance, over the weekend, Minyanku Lindsay, Atu Lindsay, what he's doing for Parliament, you know, some staff, one flatter.
Oh wow!
You know, we'll see.
That's encouraging.
Very watching what I was so impressed. I mean, and it fits into what you are saying.
Exactly.
Now, all the units, until no, we'll use one warfare. Now, what's the Dutch guarantee? Then, all Bejumo
very, very strong.
Obize in social be back to then we secure. Or one car.
Very encouraging.
You know, or pay. Only problem. And you know, I think also that yes, corruption, asama. In Zama Oshisha, Amembuma, or pillars now, or Babuano. We have to pay attention to it. But then let's look at the other side of the coin. Okay. The abuse.
So hold on. Now you go try home, because when you be real politics, the Ghana factor, remember. Yakwaba is here in 2 minutes. Yakwaba. Thank you for a year. Wadaji, Wadaso, Eddie, Eshe, Nauti, a Badwam on Adom TV, multi TV. So, majority leader, Anna, Enechchenkomo, Imyan for Afenyo-Markin. I'll wrap up in the next 10-15 minutes. Into just the question. Ghana under the watch of His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo Amemunu or ye part of it no osusu say baby omo dia bedu no baby omo fire free and baby omo dia bedu no except fata say yes the next 4 years e show omo say bi mana leader Akwaba, thank you again. And that's the question. Why do you deserve that?
This question it calls for comparison. Yemfa asam toto asam ho ansa na yerba amembu mu na Ghana teden waze amembu so hye hen sei e baaze na yetumi ayafo na yebisa ye ho de 2024 akensi ayerkoi ana yenuanom a na amembu ni hye wonsan ana nsese bi abohunu mu ana bibi sonku bi oho a wobutum waye ana wobotum waka asam fufuru bi ache Ghana fa onanya asam number mamenji ntum so de yana membu onye 100% perfect MPP amembu onye 100% perfect. It's had its own challenges. Oma meka mijina nsamfua kase basado ekor ye hen school sam yen nuanom NDC funo wabem enfia wotwe yen moframa dodo nara na wo wie JHS na wontum nko secondary school oya how kasa na wo Ghana because skin you yen nanum NDC for time a Omampen Akufo-Addo kade nyame ye na adoma Obama secondary school aye free no wo ka che ne de dem Afenyo-Markin oya koyisam Sunday Ghana sikani po bi nyi what's it 419 what is our Orkano onyi njina do wo kan na no so nyankopon ya adoma Omampen Akufo-Addo nya amembun secondary school okada obey free no wetum waye omahin inye de sebe waye free SHS inti wapada. In spite of all the challenges, you know, for every secondary school in this country, about today, infrastructure. So won't see a new dormitory, we see new classroom. Numu ngwa science labs are afofra abanere enkanka yen vocational training institute. For many years, we abandoned that sector of our educational system. And all the NVTIs we have in Ghana, enya new machines for one building and construction unit. One more new assembly hall. One more new boarding facility in Winneba. Winneba has NVTI. It's among the 58 now. Aban is so amazing. All over. I have seen with my eyes. It's all over. Yambra enrollment in Winneba alone, first na NVTI, total population 300. Abema NVTI, vocational training, so free, Today, the population is 1,350. Winneba alone.
From 300.
300. MPP here perfect. But MPP is far, far, far better in governance than NDC.
No, because ordinarily.
No, so I will somebody
wakes up and says, somebody will say, the Corona first, me turn it 3 cities. Is it the Corona? Those are the kind of politics.
I'm coming. I'm coming. So, investing in human development is a major investment. And Obi and you able to discount. On your platform, I told you, the Adom bi no yem Adom in secondary school maybe. But for Parkway Sindom's bursary, ye compete Adom bi Adom me winning. I wouldn't have completed secondary school because final year, na Mr. Father Nejuma say, Mama, I must redeployment happen. So the school fees are isn't. There are many children in this country. Osanda na abate nyi binti. Went to Mwanko secondary school. I mean on your way. 2012, mo kre krasi bi ekrofo, efutu ekrofo. There was a young boy. When your distinction was Zion JHS. Na sikenyi wo into Mwanko secondary school. As we speak, that young man is about 40 years. He missed a lifetime opportunity. How did I get to know? Because the 1 year list be mom. Now handwriting I was by them say, hey, more professor will chroma. No, also I brent here. It was equal secondary school, also went to one secondary school. Ne papa otiho, also skin you. This was 2012 because before I became MP. No, when we school 5 years or 6 years earlier. Oh my, minimum that NDC for your politics. Minimum there in Zama and you're perfect. Until they will be out there campaigning. But what I also want to remind Ghanaians in there, these were the same people major social investment or the way they boldly said they could not do it. So in the educational sector, they even one e-blocks what kind of obey 100 what kind of obey. As at the time I Wolfie office ne 28 penny way to wire. Ya abandoned. We didn't say there or NDC for one vision. Yes, 31 more day schools. Yes, I can. One where the initiators of the vision did 28. We have done 31 more. Those are their e-blocks. And sana by yankasa yanaza yaye. And then even so, za went to one shots of crown. The ministry repackaged it, and then constructions are at various levels. Now, yambra electricity aye kan wasem inde. Omahin ebia na binu honu efi. Sebeke ya 2015. Time na electricity no bo akosoro papa no. Yenyanom na wo wa bim at the time. Oye NDC na ye papa Mahama. Ona nkasa asomampin baka the look. The way the cost of electricity aye no onyanza abembo tomato do. True or false omahin.
We should start paying realistic prices.
Thank you very much. These were his words. That the production costs are high. Into Ghana, you don't tune until electricity do. And comfort to prepay that answer. And comfort to prepay that answer. Akufado in opposition. Kade Obama electricity tariffs na form. Oh yeah, now one year. I need you to answer.
No, it was them.
Thank you. You see, let's face reality. Emi man kade MPP BBI thought saying it's not possible. But I'm saying that electricity and this kind of want to man so do ya no households anchor what so do between 17 to 20%. Companies are what top mining companies when you reduction up to 25%. It compare between 2017 and now. As you know, there's an average annual increment of 9%. 9%. As compared to NDC for one abredo, it crosses over 50%.
Leader,
no, I need to let me explain something to you.
For the sake of time.
We are not dealing. Let me land. Else I will lose my thoughts. You see, if you are treating the topic in absolute terms, in absolute terms, there, there's no competitor.
Absolutely.
There's no alternative. That one, even if you say, Honorable Afenyo, more party, most score 90%, you fail 10%. I can't argue. But in this case, we are not dealing with an absolute issue. We are comparing. We have to relate.
When you walk on the street, you know,
sure, that is why I need to explain. Or today, Benyina wa besia. Now, when to one rent the naman, or promise besia no besi the naman. When to when sit down on ye a year no antonym, when to one rent, na our negu. No biaba, no way to mana wa rent then Beyin
went to my rent.
Went to one rent on the most saying the went to mention the namo.
But went to my rent.
No, say intimate then share mutu mention the namo. You the husband. Will you up if you know back at your my ex-husband? Oh man, no, I am rough there. Intika the base then I rented then. Oh, you couldn't tower when catch where you're there. The me be no kushia. Or there catch no or your tool. Or there catch no on canoe. Because on your time if you do. Let me so many what time if you do. When to one rent on your table, Shefie. Nanda ekuma wash our roba and so no wash our roba. Emi ma rent then ma menyutim in your wasomdwe. Ohun wa goma o se ehun. Saying bowarm na nisi dan mo. But iban sesa nipan ebe adwuma foforo bi na oreye. Iban sesa bi na osesa. Enti no say I'm from to ho dama. The ordinary Ghanaian on the street and I agree.
They are talking about fuel.
I agree.
They're talking about kinky. They're talking about rent. They're talking about job opportunities.
I agree. So I'm saying there, Bre police, Mpocho Bre police. In the baby, it's not just a crowd. Or my hand, police recruitment, Wagber, and this Wabemu for 8 years. They couldn't recruit. They couldn't invest in policing. Today, Akufo-Addo has invested so much in policing. Equal police headquarters, equal police regional offices, equal police stations are sebi nyankopon weboya na share the work force, police force, the total number of people they are all over in our communities. They didn't come in by accident. These are the people that work there. Worun to me yaba ye. So it's for me to explain to you that in the armed robbery, in the namnasa wasomijo, in the obinam winiba, na first in the total police force our winiba, 80. Now Sunday you have 400 policemen and now 300 policemen now. It didn't come by accident because a government policy created that opportunity so that Yasu Mbadrian, Mbojat Masa. Into no Zamaica there. Yes, you need 100% situation, but we are competing with a party. If yanye yejume ya, one what benefits mbojat masa. It is for us to explain to Ghanaians that look, yaji to me there, and zama encrowd the way into Washington. Numbum, nimpana already to me there, ye fail into one man a chance. No, the meaning pano or batina beam. None situation was worse. Look at the London Beach project. Omahin yet to chrome her. Ne NDC kobo busia wa
Elmina.
Good. Elmina want to about you win that seat only once. But Akufo-Addo and Kada Elmina.
A huge project there.
Right. Why a London Beach project in 12 fishing communities in this country? 12. In fact, I think it's 13. Elmina doesn't come out 13. NDC kobo busia that was rebellion. For 3-4 years they could not. In a Wabba parliament there will be a capping. so woji landing beach in the film afarfo one and origin afarfo which an MPP today all these fishing communities all these fishing communities NDC but now been 8 years 0 not 1 one shot simple
okay unfortunately
what I'm saying is that say ye jasam no tra ye be ye nuanum na what criticism 2024 is not a referendum. It's not a referendum.
Is what?
It's an election of choice. So I have a duty to explain to the populace
what I have done.
There, yet so much. Nkofo na 1 year prayer there what there what the tumen. So one track record. Na be someone say sia there and now one will be assassin the same old team. Make the flag bearer President Mahama. He was in office 8 years. Zaoka don't to me here. Basic things like he was friend teacher training allowance and a nursing training allowance also own too. Now, Bokunda there nursing be a school or Tifie ebia 2 years, all right? And these are brutal. Now you were arrest up to 5-6 years. True or false?
True.
But we increased infrastructure in our nursing training schools.
I remember
we paid the allowance and then did the recruitment.
Okay, the recruitment was for the NDC leftovers.
Sure. Yeah, clear. As we speak, there were 2024. We have 2022 and 2023 for our graduates. Outstanding. Unlike before, where you have over 5-6 years. The same thing happened to the teacher training. Teacher trainees. So we had about 5 years, 6 years. So I will take my time to explain.
Yeah.
To let Ghanaians know that look, young fast someone to some Obi will fear Ebia onye juma or no jitu. But I'm saying that under the NDC, under President Mahama, it was worse. And if they today they seek to come back to us. Question we need to ask.
Afenyo-Markin.
Give me 1 minute to learn. I'm giving this is a special request. Give me 1 minute to learn.
Okay.
If today NDC led by President Mahama, and in fact they have a running mate who attacked the free SHS that was not policyable. She was their chief advisor on education. If these two are coming to criticize us, fine. Criticism is part of politics. But I'm saying that their vision takes us nowhere. Bawumia is part of this government. We've achieved so much. We have difficulties. Let us have hope in what this party can do through Bawumia.
Leader, I'm grateful.
And then get us the opportunity.
I'm grateful, Leader.
John, to say that they had a chance, they couldn't perform, and all they are doing is to criticize.
Mamendasi, Nimyan for Afenyo-Markin, Alex Afenyo-Markin, on Yakase, majority leader in Ghana's parliament, member of parliament, Efutu, Yentimi, and your mind, Efutu, but as we count down to election 2024, no, definitely, about more times, I will share what his party has done and why we need to endorse his party. Leader, always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much. Monsieur Dasipi.